Hello, hello, hello. This is Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of State of New Jersey, Tahesha Way, and I am here with some fine gentlemen, let me tell you, for my June episode of DOS Way. And given it's June, it is time for us to gear up for all of the richness that New Jersey has to offer in our travel and tourism space. And so, my two special guests today are the one and only my dear cabinet colleague from the Department of Environmental Protection, Commissioner Shawn, LaTourette. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Pleasure as always.
And just for the audience to be aware, Shawn has been a dedicated public servant for the past 21 years, if I am correct. You are older than me, I tell you. But yes, he has been our esteemed commissioner since 2021. And under his leadership, the DEP has soared to greater heights, ensuring the great protection of our natural resources. So thank you so much, Commissioner LaTourette, for being here.
Well, thank you.
And we also have Mike Snyder from Visit South Jersey joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you for coming. And of course, Mike has been a staunch leader of an agency focusing on promoting travel to Burlington, Camden, Gloucester, and Salem counties and the outer coastal plain wine region along South Jersey's coast. I got it all in there, right?
You did, indeed.
Well, again, Mike and Shawn, thank you so much. And I am going to first start with Commissioner LaTourette. Again, thank you for joining us. So, Shawn, everyone hears about the great agency of DEP, but could you just give our audience a brief overview of your mission and the good work that you do?
Sure. So, the DEP does a lot of different things. First and foremost, our mission is to protect and improve public health and the environment that we share. And we do that by improving the quality of our air and our land and our water, avoiding pollution and cleaning it up. But to the point of our gathering here today and getting into this hopefully glorious summer, DEP is also the state's Department of the Interior. We oversee more than 1 million acres of public land.
Amazing.
We have 52 state parks, over 50 historic sites, over 120 wildlife management areas where we create opportunities for the public to enjoy our state's natural resources. I mean, sure, the quality of our ocean water, beaches up and down the state, we protect them, we replenish them. We try to make sure that every New Jerseyan and all of our visitors has a great, vibrant place to enjoy, whether you're up in the mountains, you're down at the shoreline, that you can enjoy this beautiful state.
Wonderful. You know, I became familiar with New Jersey's DEP when I was a county commissioner, and I served on the Highlands Water Planning and Protection Commission. I was one of the first few drafting the master plan, and of course, it was about the water protection. But of course, you're here, and you mentioned parks and the beaches. So how is DEP gearing up for this summer?
Well, a couple of different ways. From the coastal perspective, we begin our coastal management program where we, through aerial surveillance and remote sensing from our planes that traverse the coast and our lakes up north, we're ensuring water quality. We're testing water quality along with our local partners up and down the Atlantic coast beaches, along the bays, up at the great northern lakes like Lake Hopatcong and Greenwood Lake and so on and so forth.
My neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. We're in the sky multiple times a week, making sure that our waterways are clean. We're testing the water quality, and you can go to njbeaches.org and see in real time the quality of the water in the place that you love to go the most. You like to be on Long Beach Island or Island Beach State Park. You're up at Lake Hopatcong or you're down at Cape May Point. You go to njbeaches.org, you see the latest water quality results so that you know that your beach is in good condition. If for some reason it's not, you'll know immediately, and you can go to one of the many others, right? So that's a great way that we get ready. But also in the lead up to the summer, we're working with our friends at the Army Corps along our beaches to replenish the sand along the beaches, make sure that they're in good condition to receive their visitors. And then we're getting our state parks ready. We hire over 800 people every year across our park system to augment our own staff.
Such as lifeguards.
That's right, lifeguards. We have junior state park police that you can partner with and
I love that.
Learn to love a career in the outdoors. So many opportunities. Trail guides, folks that are working on maintenance issues, getting concessions open. There's so many opportunities. Actually, there's some still open up now, so people should go to nja.gov/DEP/work in parks, and you can still find opportunities.
I'm loving this. Now, Shawn and I are dear friends. We're not just dear colleagues. Shawn, did you know I was a dance mom?
We talked about this one time with all them beautiful girls you have, yeah?
Yes, I'm a dance mom. I bring this up because my daughter's dance studio competes in the national competition in Cape May. And so I know there's going to be some good off time. So we definitely will be, at the beaches. We're going to go by Harriet Tubman's museum. But circling back to the beach, what was the website again that you mentioned so that we can check the quality of the beach?
njbeaches.org. That's where you want to go.
Love it. Now, I know that we're at the height of or beginning summer season, but of course I know our offices, DEP, in partnership with my Department of State, Historical Commission, Travel and Tourism, has been doing much for the 250th. This is big, y'all.
Oh, so big. The semi-quincentennial. Say that 5 times fast. I know you can.
Semi-quincentennial. 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 Uh-oh, I couldn't do it. Yes. Can you just tell the audience some of the good work that DEP is doing with the semi-quincentennial?
Well, so to prepare for the New Jersey aspects of America's 250th birthday, really, so much led by you and your team, Lieutenant Governor, the DEP, because we oversee more than 50 state historic sites that are in our stewardship, there's a lot of improvements that need to be made to be ready to host what we expect to be as an influx of visitors. The state of New Jersey was the turning point of the American Revolution, right, up at Fort Lee, and then, of course, down right here in Trenton along the Delaware. We know that one of the big turning points in the American Revolution was when George Washington crossed the Delaware River from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, right, to sneak attack the British troops. And so at that very site, Washington Crossing, we're in the process with help from State and Treasury of rebuilding a brand new Washington Crossing Visitor Center, right, which will have just this beautiful view shed of the entire area where this transpired. That's one example. We're also at the same time that we're hosting the 250th birthday of the United States, the governor would be remiss not to have either of us mention the World Cup.
That's right.
And that the Department of Environmental Protection up at Liberty State Park is hosting the official World Cup Fan Fest during the lead up to the final matches of the World Cup. And so, of course, Liberty State Park is itself a historic site where we're doing a big revitalization program. So there's just so much in the works. It's going to be an exciting year in 26.
It sure is. And you mentioned Washington crossing the park, right? That's like one of my favorite parks.
It's a great one.
What's your favorite park?
Oh, man, when you oversee all the state parks, it is...
Who's your favorite or favorites, let's say?
See, the thing I love the most about our state park system is you get a really varied experience, right? You can be all the way up in the northwest corner of New Jersey at High Point State Park,
yes,
right? You then can traverse all the way east to Liberty State Park. I would say one of the premier outdoor urban environments in this country, right? And then you can get down to Island Beach, go all the way coastal to Cape May Point. I have a special love, though, for Worthington State Forest, which is up along the Delaware Water Gap. And there's a place there in and around that area called Sunfish Pond that I just love. It's a little glacial lake. So it's one of my favorites.
One of your
But I have many, many favorites.
I know. There's so much that New Jersey offers.
So
right?
much. Folks don't know.
They don't, but that's why we're here.
That's right.
That is why we are here. And my final question to you, Commissioner LaTourette, now, if you were to do any job in the field for DEP, what would it be?
You know what? I think I would want to do in the field, and I've done some work with the team on wetlands restoration, right?
Oh, why so?
Because our wetlands provide really incredible benefits for the health of the public, right? Wetlands effectively filter our water for free, right? You degrade the wetlands and you end up paying more to build a water treatment plant, right? Because it cleans our drinking water, provides great habitat, but also great recreational opportunities, right? Like take our friends from South Jersey, for example, along the Delaware Bay shore, right? Those beautiful wetland areas that you can get into a kayak, you can have an exceptional ecotourism experience in the wetlands along the Delaware Bay shore in South Jersey, and of course the coastal wetlands along the Atlantic coast. So if I were to do any job, I think it would be wetlands restoration, because I get to get in that kayak and go out, right, plant and enhance, and I have to wear all the sunblock in the world. But I think that would be a really great way to spend my time.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I thank you so much. You mentioned the southern part of our state, and that's where our special guest here is going to speak about all of that greatness. Now,
thank you.
Mike,
Yes.
DMOs.
Yes.
We always hear about the DMOs. When I first came to Department of State, and I sat down with my leaders in travel and tourism, they said, Secretary, it's all about the DMOs and their partnerships. So can you just give us an education of the greatness of what the DMOs do for our state?
So we'll start out. Well, thank you for having me here today. I really do appreciate it. So just kind of start out, DMO is what's a destination marketing organization. So taking out of the title, we do marketing. We market our regions of the state, and we work with the state 100% on their messages, making sure that our messages are intertwined with theirs, and we just work together just to bring all the travelers we can to the region. That's my main goal.
That's your main goal. Now, when you say you're working with the state, right, what exactly does that mean? I know travel and tourism, will show up, right, in partnership with some of your events, but I know that they're exactly, but I know that you're on the ground doing significant work. So can you elaborate upon the state support?
Sure. Well, we coordinate all of our efforts with the state, pretty much. So when it comes to messaging, we want to make sure that our messaging is the same as the state's messaging, so we can amplify our vision. We coordinate doing events with each other, not only like festivals and other things like that, but we'll go to what are called travel shows or trade shows throughout the year, and actually work very closely on the consumer side or the leisure travel side with the state. Last year we went to Montreal, Toronto, New York City, Pittsburgh. This year we're going to Boston, and we're partnering with all the DMOs and with the state to make sure that we're spreading the word about New Jersey.
I have to say, I've been here for 7+ years, and I have to say my favorite travel and tourism theme is this year's. The little state.
Lot of wow.
Lot of wow. You gotta, I love that one very much.
And those commercials are just so fun and exciting.
Oh, They really are. And I know that for the audience members, you can see the commercials at visitnj.org, if I'm correct. But thinking of little state, lot of wow, what's the top priority that your DMO is taking from that with your region?
So my region, as you mentioned earlier, I have a pretty big region that I cover. I cover 4 counties, and I also cover a wine region, which is the majority of all South Jersey, which is very exciting, because we have so much to offer. So some of the things we're focusing on is our wine region, number 1.
Yes.
Yes. What's your favorite wine?
I'm not going to name.
Okay.
I'm not going to
All right.
name who
Good call.
the winery, but it's from New Jersey. There is, and our wineries. Thank you, Mike, for lifting this up. They're spectacular, and
They really are.
in New Jersey, our breweries, the production. But one of the finest wines comes from one of the southern wineries that makes blueberry. See, I love the fruity type of wines, and
Yes.
blueberry is our state fruit.
That is.
So, the blueberry, especially in the southern region, and I'm thankful that your DMOs really do put a focus on them.
And in addition to the agritourism that we have a wonderful, wonderful area for visitors and residents alone at the Camden waterfront, with the Adventure Aquarium, with the Battleship New Jersey, which is the most decorated warship in the United States, right in our backyard. It's amazing. And then concerts along the river, the Delaware River. We just really have a lot to offer. And I'm so excited to spread that word.
Yes, what are you looking forward to most for this summer?
As the commissioner said earlier, our big two things are going to be the 250th anniversary of the Revolution, and then the World Cup. We are ready. We are getting ourselves ready for what could be millions of people coming into our area. Now, South Jersey, we're in a really particularly great spot for a World Cup because we have the finals at the Meadowlands, and then over in Philadelphia is the quarterfinals. So we are really central to it all. So my organization, we're working with communities to get community activations going. So I'm meeting with mayors, I'm meeting with counties to see how we can get little towns and big towns throughout the whole South Jersey to be part of this experience. They might not be able to get tickets to go see the games, but they'll be able to celebrate in their own hometowns in some way.
They can be like the tailgaters.
That's right.
Right?
We down south know how to tailgate. I won't say that team, but yes, we know what we need to do.
I know. I won't say that team either. We always wish every, athletic sports club and team the best. So.
Right. Well, I have one other thing too. I'd be remiss if I don't mention the Edelman Fossil Park and Museum that just opened up in March.
Oh.
So exciting. It's
exceptional, right?
Have you seen it yet?
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely.
I have.
Oh, you got to get down there for a tour, Lieutenant
Oh,
Governor.
my
It is
goodness.
super cool, and you got to bring them girls.
I will
Tell me about
I will
it.
go. So, outside of Rowan University, outside of Glassboro in Mantua Township, there was an area behind a Lowe's department store or home improvement store that they found fossil remains. And back in the day, during the time when the asteroid hit, that was actually kind of the coastline, I believe, I was told. But anyways, they found all these fossil remains, and then Rowan University bought this property up, and they decided with the help with a wonderful investor, a college alum, the Edelman family, they invested all this millions of dollars into this wonderful world-class museum and a park area. So you can actually go down and dig and find your own fossil bones. But the most lovely thing is this world-class museum. You will walk in, you will be transported. You feel like you're seeing a museum in New York City. That's how beautiful it is. I actually left emotional because not only they talked about the history, but they actually talked about the future and how we can protect our environment.
I'm telling you, again, I heard about the fossils, right? Never experienced this museum, but I definitely have to take, my family down there because that's the beauty of New Jersey, right? We have so much to offer, and how our environment interplays with our marketing experience, right? And all of the richness that not only our residents but visitors can experience, like this fossils,
It's amazing. And you said this right, Lieutenant Governor. It's, my charge is to bring people from outside the state into the region, but we're also sharing this wonderful message with our local residents because, unfortunately, they may not know all these great things that we have. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm so excited to do it.
Okay, now, Mike, I'm not going to let you off the hook.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite park or beach? Let us know now.
All right. My favorite is, because I'm a camper at heart, and I love history, so Wharton State Park is my favorite.
Oh, Wharton.
I know.
Yeah. Wharton is a special place.
So, the history of it with Bastrop Village and White's Blog, which is where the first blueberries were cultivated.
Really?
That's right. Close to Hamilton. You wander through the woods. and you find all these wonderful abandoned buildings from an old 19th century community that used to do ironworking back in the day.
Really?
Yep. And then we can't forget the Jersey Devil, because that's where that came from. Do you know that story?
Yes, I know that story.
All right.
Now. I know that story.
You know, another thing from Philadelphia, they came over and tried to take our things. So
I know. Shame on
them. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite. It's beautiful. You can go canoeing, you can go hiking, camping, and it's, you know, the biodiversity of the Pinelands in general is one of a kind in the world.
Unquestionably. Yeah. Unquestionably.
And you're making me just say, okay, I'm done with my day. Let me get in the car and go to Walden right now and just explore. Isn't it something?
I mean, you just got to go down to Camden, stop at the Kramer Hill Waterfront Park, which is something the DEP built. You go down then to the Edelman Fossil Park. You do a dinosaur dig. Then you make a beeline to the shore, go through Wharton State Forest, right? You take a peek at Bastow Village, right? And then you head right to your favorite beach.
I know all of that. Now, I'm just so surprised that neither of you, I know you're Southern, but Commissioner LaTourette didn't mention any of the parks that may touch upon the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, well, that's why I love Worthington State Forest so much.
Okay.
Because we have connectivity into the Appalachian Trail right from that area of the Delaware Water Gap.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorite places.
Going to these places, just like what you were saying, Mike, you just feel like that Thorian thinker, right? That you could just sit on the pond and just reflect.
That's what nature does for you, right?
It does.
Right? It's a representation of the things that we all invariably share. We all breathe the same air, drink the same water, enjoy the same land. It's the great connector.
Exactly. Well, I have truly enjoyed this conversation. And before we leave, of course, I'm going to say thank you, too, for inspiring
you did not share your
That's great.
favorite park or favorite beach. I hope you didn't think we're going to let you get off the hook.
I did say my favorite park, Washington Crossing. I did say that.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
Now, before I get to my favorite beach, I'm going to say one of my favorite hidden assets has always been, and again, this is Washington, right? The Dimension, right in my neck of the woods, right in Wayne, right?
Yeah.
It's small, and you know, he lived there and everything like that. He was there so many times. So I've always appreciated that little hidden gem. And one of my favorite beaches, because there are too many good beaches that New Jersey has, is one of them on Beach Haven, like where LB. I just love that. That's just one of them out of the many. There's no fan favorite here, because there really is favorites. I'm just putting this out there because we're having a good discussion here. So I really did enjoy both of you. Thank you for your good work. And before we do close out, please lift up the websites that you have for the audience one more time. Go ahead, Shawn.
dep.nj.gov, right? You head there, you'll get access to all the things we just talked about, including parks, forests, historic sites. And for the quality of your water and the status of your beach, njbeaches.org.
Okay, wonderful. Any from you, Mike?
And for Visit South Jersey, it's visit, VISIT, South Jersey, all spelled out, .com. And at that site, you can find yourself things to do, itineraries. If you're looking for a great restaurant, you're looking for a great winery, we have it all jam-packed in that website.
Okay, and I'm just going to remind everyone, as always, visitnj.org. That's our travel and tourism and everything else site, so that everyone can explore and enjoy the greatness of New Jersey. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Governor.